Not everybody wants a huge reef tank, especially if you're limited on space or on a limited budget, which is why nano reefing is awesome. And this tank is the tiny titan of all-in-one nano aquariums. Innovative Marine's 14 NUVO Fusion Peninsula Pro 2 aquarium, mouthful, packs big features into a tiny nano. High clarity glass to show off the true colors of your fish and corals, immaculate black silicone, a rear sump complete with custom caddy including media, a filter sock, and a DC return pump. It also has an integrated emergency overflow, adjustable water level riser, a dual directional flow nozzle, a pre-assembled mesh top, and a magnetic glass cleaner. Quite the resume for a Nano Reef with the same footprint as a standard 10-gallon aquarium. Now, speaking of dimensions, the 14 NUVO Peninsula measures in at right around 12 inches long, 20 inches wide, and 13 inches tall, with a total volume of 14 gallons. The display itself gives you right around 11 inches by 17 inches with 13 inches of height for creating a beautiful aquascape, which I'll touch on more in just a bit. The high clarity glass panels are 6 millimeters thick, which is plenty for this tiny titan, and between the laser etched logo that floats in the middle of the glass and the pinstripe black silicone, this tank just looks awesome. Because it's so small, it should be very easy to place on most countertops and even most furniture, since it's likely not going to weigh much more than 170 pounds once it's all set up. But for those who want it freestanding, the aluminum profile APS stands are a very slick option. They're available in both black and white, are really easy to assemble, and give you a pushed open door to access storage, along with a shelf to place all of your test kits, foods, additives, and other reefing gear to keep out of sight. When it comes to aquascaping, that roughly 11 by 17 inch footprint lends itself really well to a single mound, a pillar, or an arch, but if you use minimal rock work and rely on the corals to make up most of that 13-inch height, a few small bommies can work wonderfully as well. Overall, you get more space than you would with a standard 10-gallon that has a drop-in filter box, and the Peninsula style of the tank makes adding a dramatic RGB backlight very easy to do, which just adds to the overall appearance of that scape. Innovative Marine includes a number of filtration components with their NUVO Fusion Pro 2 aquariums, and you have two options for the first chamber, either a standard filter sock or a custom caddy complete with their Purity media pack consisting of fiber balls for mechanical filtration, a ROX 0.8 carbon pouch for general chemical filtration, as well as a high-capacity GFO pouch for phosphate control, although you can easily mix and match any media you like into the caddy, whether it's bulk filter floss or biomedia. The center chamber is large enough for a number of small skimmers or media reactors, and can even be converted to a refugium with relative ease, so it's easy to adapt it to your style of reefing. To provide flow through the filtration, you'll get a DC controllable Mighty Jet pump with a max flow rate of 326 gallons per hour, along with all of the plumbing ready to go. Being a DC pump, it is very quiet and also has the ability to increase or decrease the flow rate to better suit the needs of your particular reef, but most reefers are probably going to leave it maxed out. The most useful feature on the controller is the 10-minute feed button, which will come in handy when you want to spot feed your corals or keep your fish food out of the overflow. To distribute that flow throughout the tank, you've got not only the standard duckbill nozzle, but also a dual adjustable nozzle, which really helps you get the flow to where your corals need it most, regardless of how you've aquascaped your tank, which is a really nice touch. Water flowing back to the filter through the overflow can now be adjusted with the water level riser that lets you modify the height of the water in the display so you can keep it lower if you have lots of wave action, or raise it up if you want some extra headroom for your corals. And to make sure you never risk overflowing the tank with those adjustments, the filtration panel now has an emergency overflow cutout. On that topic of safety features, you'll also get a pre-assembled net top to make sure your fish stay safely in the tank. There are knockout cord pass-throughs on each corner as well, so you can manage any wires coming in and out of the tank for circulation pumps and other gear. And the cherry on top, Innovative Marine also makes sure that you can keep things tidy so you can always see your fish and corals by including a micromag magnetic glass cleaner. They are plenty strong and work really well to remove that typical algae film that tends to build up in the glass over time. When it comes to a smaller budget, this tank definitely helps to keep things on track. It is very affordable to light, even with the most popular brands. For corals that demand more flow, you can manage with only a single weight pump. You only need minimal rock and sand, a small heater, plus this aquarium itself is surprisingly affordable for what it is, so feel free to check it out by clicking right here.